You're here to fight this. He has to do this. So this is the whole pastime which you have to learn from. Hare Krishna. So just before we do this, I wanted to also ask this. So, Devanshi Mataji, you've been writing the classes that you've missed,
Yes,
Um,
Prabhuji.
so you've been writing this your points which you have missed.
Sorry,
Um,
Prabhuji. Yeah.
so you've been writing this, your realizations. Are they and you what classes you've missed, not your realization, but what the points from the discussions.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
So tell me, uh, has it helped you? How does it help you? Does it help you?
Uh, yes, Prabhuji, definitely helps me because uh, it firstly it helps me like retain the points for a longer period of time, and I don't know for how long I'll be able to retain them, but I try to go back to them as much as possible, and it's quicker to kind of go through the notes wherever I want to look back at it, and yeah, certain points which have been emphasized again and again. I am trying to understand the gravity of those points. So that's all, Rohit.
So tell me, if you had not, so you did not attend these classes for your, education or whatever it is. Some reasons were there. Everybody has a reason. That's fine. If you had not listened to this class again, do you think you would have missed knowledge? There will be gaps in the knowledge, or you think it is fine?
Absolutely, Prabhuji. There would be many, many gaps in my knowledge, and even just the uh seriousness which I'm still trying to develop. But this point that has been emphasized on again and again, ingrained into our heads over these classes, I think I was definitely missing out on it. Absolutely, 100%.
Oh, well, I can tell you one thing. Whether you learned anything, I learned quite a bit because when I when I pray, when I speak, I pray to Guru Maharaj, please, if Maharaj so desires, then please speak in my power of thinking, speech, action, words, and writing, and strength, to give some benefit. And suddenly these are not. When I read it, I said, "Did I speak this? This is not me speaking. These are beyond my capacity. I'm such a rascal or a fool." That's a fact. I'm telling you as a matter of fact. I'm not saying for any other reason. Really, I cannot speak this. I had to read your yesterday's point. I was so busy today, whole day. But when I read it, I said, yeah, wow, such important points. So this helped me with satisfaction that yes, Maharaj, I certainly is speaking. Anything good is by the mercy of Guru Maharaj. Anything wrong is because of me, on this. So it has helped me. So thank you very much for this on this. And I could see that Sushri Mataji also wrote that it helped her also. Yes, mother.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you Prabhuji for taking the class. Thank you Vandabaja Mataji. Thank you Krishna Prabhu. Yes Prabhuji, it has helped me a lot, and I'm yesterday and 2 days back I was not able to read, and yesterday I read all three which I missed it, and daily I was reading it and I was following my notes and checking okay which all points which I have missed in the during the class. So it has really helped me, and everything was uh, a kind of a revision, and whatever we were experiencing in the class, the same thing was I was reading it. So the points I used to recall was very helpful for me. Thank you so much, Divyanshu Mataji, for that.
Yeah, Jai. Jai. Yeah, it helped me. As I said, I'm sure it helped many other devotees also present here. And yeah, I did not know. Did I help anybody else? Did anyone else want to say something?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. I think personally for me also, sometimes you may not have the time to go and, listen to the lecture. So I think what I like is the gist is there in it. And then, you can refer back. And also, at one point, you can refer to all the lectures together. So I think it's convenient in that sense when you don't have time sometimes and you want to refer. So yeah, thank you, Mataji. Very nice effort. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, thank you so much for your words of appreciation. Thank you so much, Amrish Prabhu, Krishna Das Prabhuji as well.
Yes,
But
yes.
I just want to reiterate that it's I don't
Yeah, it is
deserve
for your
any
benefit. This is how it
appreciation.
is.
Yes,
I was just
yes,
wanting to
Prabhuji.
say that if it's your benefit also, it may help others.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone else wants to say anything? Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Devanshi Mataji. It definitely helped me. Like, I read those posts in one go, like he was just, and I read yesterday's also. So it's helping me in understand how to make notes also, like how elaborately you mentioned all those points in a very structured manner. So thank you, Mataji.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, it is helping me as well. I have read a couple of them, but not yet all of them. But they are really nicely, covered all the points constructively. So that's helps to it's um, uh, it's save time, like rather than going through all the class, there's summary kind of thing, so it's really helped me. And sometimes I run out of the time, but in that case I can read that one, so it's good for me as well. So thank you, Devanshi Mataji, and thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Amrish Prabhuji, for the class, and thank you, Divyanshi Mataji, for writing so systematically all the classes. Actually, it's helping me as well, and I'm looking forward to every day I check it, and then when I see you have posted it, and I go through it, it's very nicely. You have done a good job, and systematically you have put all the points, which is helping me, and then this is also a revision what we have heard in the class. So thank you for your efforts, and it's for the benefit of everyone. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
See, there's a nice verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam. It says, Munayah sadhu prashtoham bhavadbir loka mangalam yat pratah Krishna samprashno yayatma suprasidati. Very famous verse. So here, Sutta Goswami says, O sages, I have been justly questioned by you. Your questions are worthy because they relate to Lord Krishna and so are relevance to the whole world's welfare, excuse me. Only questions of this sort are capable of completely satisfying the self. So Bhagavatam, we may do it for our own benefit. This is the whole mood of Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. But it benefits everybody else also with it. Again, in the same way, in the next chapter, the next canto, it is mentioned by Shukadeva Goswami. He says that Shuka Uvacha Virvariyan Eshate Prashnaha Kruto Loka Hitam Nrupa Atmavati Atmavit Sammataha Pumsam Shrotavyadi Shuyah Paraha. So he says that Shukadeva Goswami said, My dear king, your question is glorious because it is very beneficial to all kinds of people. The answer to this question is a prime subject matter for hearing and is approved by all transcendentalists. You see, and in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, the topics of Lord Krishna are so auspicious that they purify the speaker, the hearer, and the inquirer. They are compared to the water of Ma Ganga, the Ganges water. which flow from the toe of Lord Krishna. Wherever Maganga, the Ganges waters go, they purify the land and the person who bathes in them. Similarly, Krishna Katha or the topics of Krishna are so pure that wherever they are spoken, the place, the hearer, the inquirer, the speaker, okay, the place, the hearer, the inquirer, the speaker, and all concerned become purified. And although, please understand this, I am not capable of speaking anything about Srimad Bhagavatam. It is only by the excellent mercy of Guru Maharaj that we are reading Prabhupada's books and Prabhupada are speaking. And we are understanding it in the mood of Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, you see. And that is benefiting us and benefiting everybody. This is our qualification, nothing else. We are a simple study group. And remember this, it should never go into your head. It is meant for us. When all the preaching is done for our purification, then if anyone misses any of the classes for intermediate level programs, they should take the effort of writing, speaking. We are not interested in how good you write. That is the good. If you write good, one. Even if you cannot write good, if you write in few sentences, but if you, the main thing is this: the efforts have been taken for you to understand it in your way. My understanding is in a very different way. You will become very bored if you sit with me as a study. I'm telling you, I understand in a very different way. It is very difficult to be with me when I'm studying. Or if you're studying as a team, you will see, man, this army was, he doesn't understand only. Or understand in a very different way, structured way, in a particular way. So I understand things, I give some examples, or put examples and things, make notes here, and then understand one paragraph. For many of you, you will read it and understand. For me, it's difficult, So it is not about how well one writes and all this, The thing is that you are working hard to make sure that the gaps are not there in your knowledge. That is our main concern, nothing else. So all the efforts that we are doing, our recording is done, it's spoken, recorded. Somebody should listen and live here, no? Just for your benefit and for future generations. You see, this is how Maharaj's mood will flow. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. I'm sure it helped others also. Is benefiting other devotees also. So about this, the pastime of Krishna with Syamantaka Jewel, we will require a topic name and why the topic name. Now the whole sessions are over. By next Thursday, please write down in your beginners group. Okay, in everybody should have beginners group. Yeah. Now before we move ahead, Devashi Mataji, you're making down notes of this? Are you saving them? All these things?
Yes, Prabhuji, I am.
Okay. Do you mind giving it to me? Is it okay if I share it in other forum or even in our general group under your name as we do it like this?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You're okay. If
don't
not, then
have-
we'll not share it. Don't worry.
I mean, you don't have to put my name there, but I can share my notes and everything.
Oh, no.
That's
It is
okay.
your realization, your hearing it again, making notes. People should know. That's simple. Yeah. So if you can make those notes, keep all this together separately with the topics as you're doing, and just email me or email me there. We can save it and I can put it across. And
Okay.
I was just thinking, is it anyway if somebody can feel, because some of the points are out of beyond me my capacity. I don't think I've spoken these things. To if some points are there, can make a post of it. Poster or post of it, quote something like this. And just say Hare Krishna weekend. Don't put my name. No. That's not the idea. Just say Hare Krishna weekend. That's it. Right? Any of the comments of anybody can do it, but don't just give it to me or whatever it is. You make a poster of it. If you got time, if you think it is all right, yeah. If you can just make a poster, any 4-5 sentences, 3-4 sentences. But you, mother, if you can give it to me, this notes there, are very good notes to be kept. And if you think it is all right, till the time you can, even other lectures that we have, which I give, on this, if you can make a gist of it and share it with everybody else, and post it also in our group here and send it to me. Yeah. You can do this? Is it? I think it's a very
Yes.
hard process. It'll take you a long time for doing these things, every
Yes,
lecture like
Prabhuji.
this.
I can do it, Prabhuji. I'll continue doing this practice for as long as I can.
And
Yes, Prabhuji.
it's not a compulsion. Whenever you can do, you do. If you can't do, don't worry about it. If you can't do. But I understand it'll take you to listen to it again, make notes again, and then write down. It is a very tedious process. It's a very tedious process. So if you can't do it, don't worry. This is fine. It's just that I got very inspired. So this is very nice points, to revise upon, for my own self, my own benefit. This is what Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj told me. You're preaching for your own benefit, you rascal, not for others. Others benefited is side advantage for it. Good for them. Okay, right?
Yes,
And for
Prabhuji.
anybody who
And
misses the lectures, intermediate level onwards, they should listen to the lectures and give their points. Okay. So if you can do some other as much as you can, there will not no hard and fast rule with the case. And then whenever I feel like I can share with others, I think even the general group people will, although they're not devotees, they will appreciate this whole points. This is what we discussed. They may be inspired to say such nice, such bad, whatever it is, they will do. And then some of you, if you can make some poster of it, one sentence or one quote, but in the right, just mention hyphen Hare Krishna WECAN, and put our website name, wecan-mog.com, you know, and Hare Krishna WECAN, yeah, at Hare Krishna WECAN in YouTube, whatever it is, just at Hare Krishna WECAN, nothing like this, at the rate Hare Krishna. Remember this, Hare Krishna space hyphen space WECAN. WECAN is always capital. You don't worry, Dinasha Matari, you don't make these things. The poster and all, it'll take you a lot of time. If you can respond, otherwise don't worry about it. Others, if you can do so, if you can, if you can't, that's fine. This is good enough. I'll see what we can do. It is helping me and my wife. We were very happy. And many devotees are also very happy about this. Okay. Do you think it's a good idea? What do you? I'm sure you're not going to say no, but if you can say no, I'll be very thankful to you. What do you guys, everybody else think? If you say no, not a good idea, I'll be very happy to hear from you.
Prabhuji, just to say that I'm more than happy to do it. It's really very, very helpful for me. The only thing is that right now I have time, so I'm able to do it daily. But the frequency of it might decrease, but I'll continue the practice.
Yeah, of course. That's why I asked
Yes.
you. Of course, you are, because job or situation may change. All these things will happen. So you don't have to. Whenever you can stop, just stop it. Don't worry about it. You don't have to say it also. Just let me know. Prabhuji is difficult. No problem. Done. We are recording it anyways. But I think this is benefiting me, so that's why I thought I must share. Yeah. You think it's a good idea? What others think? As I said, you don't have to agree with me. If you don't agree, I'll be very thankful to you.
Yes, Prabhuji. I think it's a very good idea, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it should not just satisfy my ego. I don't want to do such things. I'm very particular. Because see, what happens is this, that we speakers, we sometimes we go into the mood of lacking our own voice. So we just speak and speak and speak as if we are speaking something very big. We're talking all nonsense only. So you should be very careful. It goes into your head. I've never said this before. So I'm telling you, all our students, all of you are studying, the leaders group and all that thing. Be very careful of this one thing. Do not fall into a trap of hearing your own voice, lacking your own voice. Don't do such things. It'll go into your head. It'll be very dangerous. That's why I'm very careful here. So I'll just take one no. Somebody says no, I'll be very thankful to you. Don't do this. It's your ego. Just tell me. I'm very thankful to you.
Prabhuji, I think it's
Sorry, thank you. Somebody says no?
no, Prabhuji. I said yes is a good idea because I was thinking in actually context of actually the transcendental melodies from Maharaj, is how helpful it is
Yeah.
now.
There is Maharaj. If you don't do all those things, that's the reason why. Nothing else.
This will also help, actually us and as a future, actually devotees that will come, because what I realized, Prabhuji, is that maybe we may speak on the same subject matter. I have heard many versions of the same topic. But every time the realization is different. So even actually that's why I think it's a good idea. So if it's recorded, I think it will be always helpful.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, I think it's a good idea. Although, yeah, and thank you very much,
Yes.
Divanshi Mataji.
Although it's not a good idea. Tell me.
That we shared the you made a structure like that when you were giving the classes, next class we used to share the realization for the previous class, you know. So
Yeah.
I made the notebook as well, written down. But um as Divanshi Mataji shared the points, it's like different angles for that's your style, Prabhuji, that you get all the devotees to share their realization for, so we get to know the other angle of the same
Yeah.
topic. Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji.
For me, I can see from different angles. Only my brain, you know.
Yes.
The
So
other
I
people's
think
brains also there, you know. So this, I can't speak this. I read. I said this. I can't read. I can't do this. That's what I said. No, this is not me. This is Maharaj speaking. I was thankful to Maharaj. You know. Okay. Okay. Let's just go down. Let's go ahead. Let's hear from all of you. Hare Krishna. About this Krishna and Syamantaka jewel. You know. Please. What are the points? What did I write? What did we say? What are you going to do now? Devotees will share. Devotees to share what do you love? What did you learn from this pastime of the Lord? Okay, let's hear what did you learn. Any one of you. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhu, our Grace Pragya Devi Dasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhu, for organizing these classes. And thank you, Prabhuji, very nicely putting over these pastimes, very nice pastimes, and a lot of learning points from this. And few points I want to share that that stood out for me and that I understood. That the first point, like last week when we uh, you described it, the general public is not very intelligent, you know, and they start doubting very easily. So an honest person only need one stain to spoil his reputation. So this like the subject of Krishna in Dwarka, they started doubting Krishna when the rumor spread of Satrajit, brother killed by Krishna for the Samantak jewel. So I have realized that from this point is that when we are under the shelter of our Guru Maharaj and our senior devotees, then it is very important how we behave, because the reputation of our Guru Maharaj and our seniors is on the stake because of us. So if we behave badly and not following the principles, then it will straight spoil the name of our Guru Maharaj and seniors. So as we discussed that it is only need only one stain to spoil this reputation, and people will forget like 100 good deeds, but remember one stain. So this is the point that I have realized, that we have to be very careful in our dealings, because the memory of people is very short and they are very particular. And the second point leading to this is that Krishna didn't come out of cave for more than 12 days. Then people started to think something bad must have happened, you know. They think that, oh, they think this way also, they think that way also, as Prabhuji explained, that they can be manipulated very easily. So when we getting trained in Hare Krishna weekend, we are getting trained for this, not to become people or sheeps. We must think at every step. And some people started saying that Krishna must have killed Satrajit brother for the Samantak jewel, and now same people, they started cursing Satrajit. So this is herd mentality, and with the mental this mentality, people get manipulated very easily. Because if we are not manipulated already, so we must thank our leaders. You share that, because it's very easy to be manipulated nowadays. And the third point, that is that Krishna told Satrajit in the end that to keep the jewel, because Satrajit is the devotee of sun god, and is father-in-law of Krishna also. So this point I understand that we are not interested in converting people like others, because after all, Supreme Lord is Krishna. So if people have faith in demigods or others, then we just introduce Krishna in their lives. Adding Krishna in our lives, everything gets changed slowly, slowly. And we get to know who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because Krishna consciousness is not a conversion business or manipulating people. Krishna consciousness is pure and original occupation of every living entity. So Krishna didn't force Satyajit as he is the devotee of Sun God. Krishna has given free will to all the living entities, and we must use our free will in the Krishna service. So this point of that Krishna has given free will to everyone, and he doesn't force upon his will or the way on everyone. So we have to choose wisely and correctly. And I'm very, very thankful to His Grace Amrish Prabhu, Hare Krishna WECAN, all the devotees, and Guru Maharaj for very nicely that I'm getting shelter and guidance in a correct way, that I'm not being manipulated in this world. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. These are the points where for today's also I will share, or maybe in the group later. Yes, Prabhuji, while I'm sharing the topic. Yes, Prabhuji. Thanks. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Yes, please, others can join in. Don't wait for me to say. Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Devotees. I wasn't able to attend last week's session, but I listened to the class online and I made some notes as well as for today's class. It was a very wonderful class, wonderful pastime as well, and there's a lot of learnings. There was a couple of things. I think Sanjay Furu also elaborated quite nicely on this point about, how the general public as well would sway their views like very, very, in a very fickle way, like very fickle-minded, despite the Lord Himself, being in these pastimes. It seemed very like big capacity to understand. And I was also thinking that even back then, like now in Kali Yuga, it's very prevalent, right? We see that narratives are pushed, propaganda is pushed, etc. Like people's views, people are very impressionable, right? And we teach, or it's taught in Hare Krishna WECAN that we have to. It's our own quest for the truth, in the revealed scriptures and in the process of following bona fide spiritual master. So, seeing this, how the general public would sway their minds towards blaming Lord Krishna and then blaming, Satyajit. It was just very incredible that even, back then, that these problems were still there. And there's a lot for us to learn from that, as well. Another point that I was thinking was that how these devotees, like these very big devotees like Jambavan, when the jewel was with King Jambavan's son, and his son was just playing with it like a toy. And then Lord Krishna went into the cave, and then in the dark, he didn't recognize the Lord, but then he started to fight him for 28 days. It's just like, it was very mystical, because, there the Lord, his object of worship is right there in front of him, but he's fighting him. And then he realizes that it's actually the Lord, so he begs for forgiveness and then asks for his daughter's hand in marriage, and then as Sanjay Prabhu said, the locals then thought that he lost, so then they all went back. And then the point about Akrura and Kritavarma, who schemed to get the jewel, but also to kill Satyajit, for the jewel, right? And then at that point, Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram had gone to visit the Pandavas, visit the well wishes of the Pandavas, due to the Lakshagraha. And afterwards, when Shadadhanva was running away from the Lord, for fear of being killed. And he goes to both of them, and then they both give him naan, and they both give him, a bhajan, bhashan. And then they say that, they're glorifying the Lord, in fact, even though they themselves schemed against him. So it's all lila. I understand it's all lila, and there's things that are beyond or beyond my capacity to understand, and they're all playing their part in the lila. But it also shows, it showed me that, number one, that we cannot check anyone's devotional service, as you mentioned in the first class, right? So that's one point, but also that I should never be complacent in devotional service at all. And if these big devotees can in the lila perform actions in that way, then what to speak of myself? If the Lord is right there, the Lord is right there, every single day, but I'm not taking advantage of it, and I'm also like, every time Shri Gurudev says that every time we don't see the hand of Lord Krishna in our lives, we're atheists, so every single day, that's the challenge that we face. So those are some of the points that really struck out to me. Based on this class, there was a lot of thinking points. With this just one pastime, which was really, really amazing. So yeah, that was some of my realization. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. There are a few points that I understood from the last class. So the first being that, Sanjeev Prabhuji mentioned that everyone was thinking about Krishna, thinking something differently, that when he went to forest for finding the Syamantaka jewel, everyone was thinking, yes, Krishna might have killed the person, Prasena, he might have killed him for the jewel. So I was thinking that they were pure devotees, and I understand it is a lila, but they were still judging Krishna, and Krishna was not doing the same for them. He was not judging them. That is the quality of Krishna and his devotees also. I think Mataji mentioned those in the point yesterday, that when we came here, our seniors did not judge us, but we judged them. So that is the quality of devotees, that they don't judge people. So if I ever qualify to become a preacher someday, so that I should keep in mind that I am not here to judge anyone. Other people might judge us. We discussed this point in yesterday's class of Avinash Prabhuji, that Maharaj said this, that there is no soft spot in material world. You cannot find it. There is no soft spot in material world. Everything and everyone will try to trouble us. But I think this Krishna consciousness is helping me to be sane here. And yes, Prabhuji. So I think that was the most important point for me. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for all the devotees for sharing their realizations. A lot of the important points have already been spoken about that I also resonated quite much with. This one point about how in every stage, Krishna dealt in a very honest and transparent way with the entire public, and still he was scrutinized, still he was judged. But at every stage, he involved the public. All of his dealings were very honest and very transparent. Even when he brought the jewel back, he asked Satyajit if this is the jewel, that it was yours, and then he gave the jewel back. And even right now, like he said in this third part, he asked that you should show this to my brother because he does not believe me. Like very, very transparent in everything that he did, and that is how also we as members of Hare Krishna WECAN, I should also be very transparent and honest in all my dealings, because it is the very foundation of everything. And secondly, regarding this point that people are very fickle-minded, and I was just thinking about this point that Krishna is the most opulent personality. the husband of the goddess of fortune, and to think that for anybody to think that he would steal a jewel is like lacks so much depth in thought, that he's the richest personality, and people were still did not think twice before accusing him of stealing the jewel or killing Prasenna to steal the jewel from him. And as both Krishnadas Prabhuji and Sanjeev Prabhuji emphasized on this point, that people lack the depth in thought and they are just like sheeps, and we should not be like sheeps. We should always have our own independent thought process, and when we come to these conclusions, uh, then just a second, Prabhuji, about how Jambavan, when like when he was fighting Krishna for 28 days, and then Amrish Prabhu mentioned this point that he did not require any shastras or any philosophy to recognize that this is Krishna. He knew just by fighting, because he knew that nobody could stand in front of him except for his Lord. And we are, because I'm foolish, I need these scriptures and I need all these shastras to understand. But he was the Lord's associate, that's why he did not need these things. And we also like we studied about animals, how we always think that the mingle fish, that we always think that the beached whales, they are, because they are just stupid. We always think that animals are dumb and foolish. But Amrish Prabhu mentioned that animals will never allow the dumbest one to lead the pack, but humans would allow that. And also in the like one of the classes that I was listening to, we said that when we come to the preaching, when we came here, a lot of people, we're not even humans, we're less than humans. And in that way, like it's so, it makes so much sense that we're not even on that level yet. At least animals have the same point that we discussed in the intermediate class, that they take however much they want and however much they need. In a lot of ways, animals are a lot better than a lot of the humans. I was just thinking about this point. And this that in the beginning of the lecture, Amrish Prabhu said that the Syamantaka jewel was received as a benediction from the sun god to Satyajit after a lot of after like he was satisfied from his service of his like devotion, or uh, and like I was thinking that one Syamantaka jewel actually led to Satyajit's death, which was supposed to be like a benediction from sun god, and led to so much violence and so much, like, just because it produced so much of gold and so much of everything. So many people were killed, so many misunderstandings. Satyajit actually ended up offending Lord Krishna because he rejected that plea when Lord Krishna asked him to give the jewel to Ugrasen. And it was supposed to be a benediction, but it turned out like to be like the cause of so much anxiety and burden. That's what I was thinking. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. But as I said, thank you very much, Mother. Remember this: honesty does not mean foolishness. I always say this. Always say this. You should know why people want honesty from you. It comes with a value. Unless you know why do they want it, don't give. You can keep quiet. So I don't want to say this. I'm not obliged to give you the answer. Just keep quiet. Otherwise, they'll use it against you. Do not be foolish. Honesty is not foolishness. I always say this to all of you. You all are youngsters, and you should not. I should not be misunderstanding this training, because the whole world whole life is in front of you. Okay, but remember, our income should be clean. That one thing we must be clear. Our income should be clean. Yes. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, devotees. Thank you very much for wonderful realizations as usual. Yeah, so I've got my points covered by everyone as well, but just different. Maybe I wanted to add a few things. So the first point was about the trust that we should have in Krishna, where all these so how Krishna executed the whole event or the Leela. So doing the right thing at the right time. And of course, as Devanshi Mataji also mentioned about transparency. So yes, honest and transparent, but intelligently, not foolishly. So I kind of want to add that intelligence, like how Krishna in one, he's like does a master stroke. So he we can see only a few sides of the actions that Krishna has taken, but when you look at it as a whole, then everybody gets their share, and in just one stroke he will, you know, um, like execute that. And so I was thinking of multitasking. You know, Krishna is the best person to do the multitasking. And then also seeing the depth of Krishna's actions. So seeing beyond, like in Marathi, there is a saying, "Jasa dista tasa nasta, म्हणूनच जग फसतं," you know. So like what you see is maybe not right, and that's why the world can be fooled. And so we should have that depth and perception. That's what I felt like in when we say that we want to see Krishna's plan in our life, then we should have the depth to see that. And not to be foolish, and just be very clear as to who we can trust and who we should listen to. Because you know, in the past time, like when they're told to, like, when I don't remember the exact wordings, but when, like, people will say anyhow, whichever way you do, like, oh, who like, I think Prabhuji said, you know, who asked you to do it, kind of like, are you going to fall off the cliff, that example. So I was thinking that many people will tell us many things to do in life, and we should be intelligent who we want to listen to. I think that's a good lesson as well. The other point was the point that Krishnadas you made about Jamvan, that you know how he gave that jewel to his son as if it's not important. And when I was thinking, yeah, that is a thing that we should be doing. We should know what actually it is not important, right? What is important is the best jewel is Krishna. And so we should have that capability that when we have this kind of jewel, which really appears to be the greatest, you know, jewel, we should treat it as if it is not important. But then on the same point, then he recognized the Lord after fighting with him, and then he realized that, you know, this is my Lord. So on that note, I was thinking that we should also be able to equip ourselves to recognize when Lord Krishna appears, you know, because otherwise we'll miss it. So for somebody like Jamvan, who is a pure devotee of the Lord, then he could recognize it after 28 days of fighting. He could still recognize it. For us, I don't know how much effort it will take, and what will be that one thing which will make us recognize the Lord. Might not be one thing, it might be millions and billions of things that will help us recognize the Lord. But then we should start equipping. That's what I thought, like, we should start equipping ourselves to recognize the Lord when actually he appears, you know. So that was a point. And then the point that Divyansh Pataji you made about how this was a benediction, and then how all these chaotic things happened. That time I thought that we also keep receiving the boons and benedictions. So what we do of it is the important thing, you know. So when you said that, this thought was coming to my mind that yes, you're right. Like, you know, it can look, something can appear as a boon, and then it can completely be a curse for someone's life. So in reality, how we deal with what comes to us, it can be the other way around. Something that appears as something like a curse or something wrong, we can turn it into a boon also. So it is up to us how we deal with these things when they come to us. And the last point was that, you know, as many of you mentioned, that there are devotees, they are playing. How can they do this when they are so close to Krishna? All these thoughts come to us, and then we know, yeah, it's part of the Leela. So for me, I was thinking that as a devotee, you know, sometimes we may be put into different situations that we may think are not acceptable to us. So how we deal with that, this is how we can try to see Krishna's hand in our lives, because we are not seeing the full picture, we're not seeing the bigger picture. We're at, at some stage it gets revealed. Like I've experienced a few things in life where you may not get the answers right away, but you do get eventually. So that can help us to sort of navigate our path in Krishna consciousness in terms of the ups and downs that we may face. So yeah, and help us to see Krishna's hand in everything. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Guruji, for sharing this lecture, and also thank you, devotees, for the nice realization. There's so many points, and one of the point which I like the most is about Akrur and Krutvarma. Akrur, he was not Krur, he was devotee of Krishna, but still he was considered as because he was victim of anger, he did all these things. And then Krutvarma, who was because of the association, because of undesirable association of Kamsa, he started doing this. So what I learned from here is the association matters a lot. When we are in association of the devotees who consider supreme personality, like consider Sri Krishna as supreme personality of Godhead, we won't get distracted with our path. And then Akrura, who was still a devotee of Krishna, and when he did that, we should not always blindly follow the things. And as Mataji, Purnapraja Mataji mentioned, that we should use our intelligence. That it is also considered that even devotee can fall into the victim of anger. So intelligence and association, what I learned during this session. Yeah. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for taking classes. Thank you, Mataji and Krishna Samapan, Krishna Prabhu, and all the other devotees for sharing such nice realizations. This whole pastime, this whole story, I saw how quickly the world shifts. Once you are praised as Narayan, and next you are accused of murder. If nothing else, people will try to tarnish or attack your reputation first before anything else. But Krishna showed us that how to deal with all these things and how he didn't argue, he just acted. The story places the material and spiritual side side by side and asks that what would you choose, what would I choose, and how I will deal with all these things. I remembered one point that Krishna is called Param Jyoti, the supreme light. But in this story, light was questioned. Krishna teaches that even sometimes when the purest, the truth, the light is questioned, how this light go through trials and teaches others how to act in darkness. When Akrur returned and give the jewel back to Krishna, Krishna said that when Satyabhama's kids will grow up and they will take the jewel. This whole narration showed that nothing is permanent. Everything has to go. Everything belongs to Krishna. And this whole pastime, the entire story shows that if we want to live a life free from unnecessary sufferings, we need to control our desires. We need to use our intelligence. That's it. That's what I learned. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, Brishbu, for actually nicely sharing this pastime of Syamantaka. And thank you all the devotees, for your very nice realizations. So the first realization that everyone shared about the praja, how they actually think and how this way and how they actually play the blame game. So I was thinking the first thing that actually I am in the same, actually people that who think like that. So I was actually thinking, even the Krishna is such a great personality, the supreme personality of Godhead, so they easily blame him for actually stealing and actually all this conspiracy. So I was thinking why, people think like that, because I was thinking like even I'm the part of the same people. So I think we try to bring even the greatest personalities to their own level. Oh, because he did something and he must have done like that, like this. So we bring them on our level, and we think that he must have acted like that. So this is very interesting, how actually people think. And Krishna actually, after he was actually accused of all these things, and how he actually uh, cleared his name, actually. So even that is I was thinking, because such thing happens, like people get blamed, people the character assassination, all these things. So how one has to actually clear, one has to actually act intelligently and prove that their character, or clear his name. So that is also very, very important. Otherwise some people just actually just tolerate, so that is also not a right thing to do. So one has to actually act intelligently and clear his name. So that one thing, Prabhuji. And another point that actually I thought is important one is, firstly, actually, when Satyajit actually he has the jewel. So initially, Krishna, he asked that actually to give that jewel to the king, the Surshen, because he's actually the king, and he should actually rightly own that. So Satyarsen, for whatever reason, he may be attached to the jewel. He actually kind of refused to do that. So we should always, actually, because we have been actually taught that actually initially we should actually doubt. It says that doubting is the function of intelligence. But once we have the firm faith that actually, be it a Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, or the spiritual master. So once we have that firm faith, then we should always actually obey, whatever they're instructing us. If he had actually done so, maybe all this pastime wouldn't have happened, if he has given it to the Shushin in the first place. So that might be a case. And in the end, actually, about the Akrur, I was actually not Akrur, the Kritvarma, who actually killed, and means he killed, as per actually he had this actually whatever conspiracy or discussion, that in the end, after he killed, nobody came to his actually aid, when he was running around, and nobody helped him. So that was actually very easy to understand that actually we should always take a right decision, no matter actually who's advising us and what they're advising us. We should not come under the pressure. We should always use our intelligence and make our own decision, because whatever action we do, ultimately we'll be responsible for it. No matter actually who are we listening, or actually if you're doing under the influence of someone else. So these are the few points, Prabhuji, I realized from this past time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji, and thank you, Krishna Samarpan, Krishna Prabhu. And thank you for all the devotees for their wonderful realization. Prabhuji, I have written down some notes. The first point is from the past class, where you said that common people are not interested in this philosophy. So Maharaj told us, like, it's up to you, the responsibility to read and teach them in such a way it becomes interesting and they can understand. So thank you, Prabhuji. I can understand this Leela a little. And like we discussed that the whales part, the animal does not elect someone dumb to lead the pack, but we human does. And this was so linked, like yesterday only in the Avinash Prabhu's class, we were reading, if we throw some grains, the pigeon will come and only pick the grain 4-5 and then they'll go away. But if you kept the rice bags, and on the street side, one people might take 10 bags or 20 bags, even if he cannot eat that much rice. So it's us, the tendency to carry extra luggage. That was the thing. And Prabhuji, from this past time, like just one jewel, and it changed life of many peoples. Everyone in that city or many peoples were affected. And I was thinking that only the child was playing with the jewel and everyone was after it. How can I get that gold and everything? So like we talk children are Bhagwan ka swarup hai, they are pure. And once we are conditioned, we want that jewel. Even Krishna is our side, but we are so conditioned, we cannot see Krishna. We can see the jewel and the gold. So that is the point I realize and make a note. And then Prabhuji, you stated like how smartly Krishna callback accrued. Even the second time he was defamed, like, oh, he has sent there. So you must come back, like, because of you, everything has happened. You must come back. So how smartly he does the things. As a common people, we cannot understand. And until taught, like, if we used to read, we cannot think like that. It's very hard for us to think. So that is the thing. And one more note I have made, that we should always like take care by listening past time, because like as a common people we see them, but they are Krishna's devotees. Krishna has made arrangement for them and gave them some role. So our only take is the learning. And just as Krishna Prabhu says, if we have to see Krishna's hand in everything. Even in our daily life, if we cannot see Krishna's hand, we are atheist. So that was my take, Prabhu. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji, for taking the session, the 3 series, and thank you, devotees, for their wonderful realization. My take, Prabhuji, on this is.
Speak a little loudly, mother. We can't hear you. Sorry.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible now? Prabhuji, my take on this is the thing that always Krishna has choices, whether it was Satyajit who came to Krishna giving the jewel back to him, and then in the next part, Akrura came and give jewel to Krishna. Krishna always has choice to take the jewel by himself, or just to give it back to whosoever came to him. So it is always about the choice that he made, and that was very remarkable for me, because it is very like as you said after the entire series, that the story of Bhagavatam or the Katha is to understand how we take or implement those things in our life. It is things that it's not a story, it's not just a storytelling session that has been given, but how you will practically will take some teachings or lesson in your life. So for me, it's like it's always a choice given to us. It's always we are choosing every day, we are choosing every second, every minute sometimes. So how intelligently we choose, and how like Krishna, like for me, it's like opportunities has been given to us every time, but what to choose wisely and what not to choose is the thing, and that makes difference. So that's what I'm thinking.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhu, Her Grace Purnipagna Devi Dasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpar Krishna Prabhu. And thank you, Amrish Prabhu. I was telling devotees, this is how you study Bhagavatam. This is how we relish Bhagavatam. So my take from this is, I have heard a story in my childhood from a Mayavadi, where Krishna is a king and all those jewel story, and but Bhagavatam is so different and so unique and so pure. The point which I like, that why Krishna will take 28 days to fight with Jamban when he can kill. I mean, he's killed so many powerful demons. So that's again Krishna's pastime. Krishna enjoys association in the bhav of his devotee. That's how he plays. I was enjoying that how Krishna in spite of all those drama, he was enjoying that association with devotees. That's Krishna. The other thing which Amrish would describe, the other part of the story was when actually when gopis realized that Krishna is not going to come back. Krishna is gone forever. They knew this and they broke all those barriers, all those situations. So those two bhav situation which Krishna enjoys most, Krishna is not interested. All those stories are okay. We learn a lot of things because we have to lead material life and we have to find ways so that we can continue our bhakti and we can stick to the path what we have chosen. So these two things stood out. One is the bhav of those gopis when Krishna was living, and the other is that Krishna was relishing fighting with Jamban 28 days. He doesn't need to fight 28 days. That's my take.
Okay, looks like we're done now. We'll wait for 10 more seconds. Anyone wants to say anything? Sorry, share what they learned from this pastime. Hare Krishna. Okay, so now let us hear. Who's going to sing Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, it's my turn Prabhuji. Hare
हो हरे कृष्णा माधव जी, कैसे हैं आप जी?
मैं ठीक हूँ प्रभुजी।
ठंडी लग रही है आपको जी?
A little bit.
हाँ के ना?
Are you feeling cold?
No,
Say ठंड लग रही है प्रभु जी.
ठंड लग रहे हैं प्रभुजी।
ठंड लगना क्या क्या ठंड क्या?
Say it again.
अपने दीदी से पूछो, दीदी बताएंगी। दीदी बताओ।
प्रभुजी
Louder, louder.
ठंड लग रही है प्रभुजी।
ठंड लग रही है प्रभु जी। अच्छा जी, बहुत अच्छा जी। ओके, वेरी नाइस। ठीक है ना, अभी एक्शन नाइसली एक्शन से गाना और एक्शन करना, हम आपके साथ रहेंगे। ठीक है ना? 1 2 3 स्टार्ट।
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have done some real good stuff.
Maharaj, we have learnt one thing.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
And today for you we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then our mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is clean,
we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
And we are dirty,
we're not happy.
we're not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasted time
Because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best is your time
So best use your time
when you're in your prime.
when you are in your prime,
And your whole life
and your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is
then
gone,
there's nothing wrong.
then there is nothing wrong.
But if your health is gone,
If your health is gone,
that's a different song.
that's a different song.
If your characters dies,
But if your characters die,
then the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior
Only saintly behavior
lets humanity thrive.
lets humanity thrive.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna
You must always remember Krishna
and never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice this? There's so many things to do.
How are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here's the greatest clue.
And here is the greatest clue.
You must learn to rock so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely
So listen very closely
and make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
If something's due tomorrow,
Something's due tomorrow.
finish it today.
Finish it today.
Whatever's due today,
And whatever's due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
Your friends might be lazy,
Your friends might be
or
lazy
doing bad
or
things,
doing bad things,
but you think again,
but you think again,
don't follow them,
don't follow them,
and you'll win in the end.
and you will win in the end.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever work we given,
we do our very best.
we do our very best.
And only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You'll learn to let this way, you'll see Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. You learn to live this way, you'll see Krishna every day.
And when our time is up, he'll take us up above. We'll sing and dance to him with a heart full of love.
And when our time is up, he'll take us up above. And we sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's name, his glories and his fame is the only way this world will ever become sane.
So chant Krishna's names, his glories and his fame. It's the only way this world will ever become sane.
Now please ask this greatest question.
Please ask this greatest question.
And find this greatest clue.
Find this greatest clue.
You can only remember Krishna
You can only remember Krishna
if Krishna remembers you.
if Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai.
His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Shananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande Hari Hari Bo Shri Dwadashi ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Mahavishnu Goswamiti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurmani Prasayane Niveshe Shwadvarika Vistarine. Hare Krishna. So after Devoshi Mata, you made those, just email it to me, or yeah, email it to me on wecan-mvg@gmail.com, you know. Okay. Our usual email address. Yeah. And those who want to make posters of it, just write to me separately. I'll let you know what's to be done with it. Very simple. As I said, we'll just keep it very simple. We just put Hare Krishna weekend there. All right. Thank you very much. Krishna willing, we'll see you next week, same place and same time. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
thank
Krishna.
you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram, 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 Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram.